Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Takara Tomy Toro the Carnotaurus. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to give my good friend a shout out. Killer Magikarp is his name. I'll link his channel in the description below. He's a good friend of mine. You know, we hang out like in real life. Well, not lately because of the pandemic, but like, we hang out. But yeah, so check out his channel. He doesn't really have anything like up on it yet. But over the weekend, I'm actually recording this on a Thursday, but over the weekend, he'll get everything ready, and then he'll upload that, on a Tuesday, which is actually the same day I'm going to upload this video, on the 19th. So, yeah, give his channel a watch. Again, it's in the description below. Or if you want to just go to my channel and go to, like, the featured channels list, I have all my friends there. I have, Magic, or Killer Magikarp. I have That's Bad Karma. Toxic Sidearms, too. I think he quit YouTube, or he just stopped doing it, but either way, his channel's still there, so, again, you can check them out, so, yeah. Another thing I want to point out that's kind of cool, Season 2 for Camp Cretaceous actually drops, like, this Friday when I upload this, so I'll be uploading this on the 19th, like I said, and Season 2 comes out on the 22nd, so, unintentionally, this is sort of like a build-up video to that, so I think that's pretty cool, so yeah, I will review Season 2. I won't review, Season 3 until, like, after I come home from college, because I won't be able to record any videos, and I know I recorded, like, the one review while I was at college, but to be honest, I don't really like how that turned out, so I think, from now on, I'm just better off just recording, on my own, like, while I'm home, because, like, it's kind of hard to record at college, but I digress, so, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that out of the way, let's just get right into this. So, first we'll take a look at the paint, and the painting on this figure is actually very nice, so let's take a closer look at that. It's not too accurate, of course. In the show, he was more of like a brighter, like, orangish brownish color. Here he's just like sort of like a dark brown, and I would have preferred like the orangish color, but this is still nice. It still looks good. The underside of the figure is painted gray, which I don't think he had that in the show, but whatever. Going to the head here, we can see that the scar is painted red. The teeth here are painted this yellowish whitish color, which looks nice. It looks a little sloppy. It does almost sort of bleed onto like the jaw here, the upper jaw, but like overall, like it doesn't look too bad. It's one of those things where you have to like look closely at it, so it's fine. The eyes are painted yellow with black pupils, and the horns themselves are painted black. Going to the feet here, we can see that the toenails are painted black as well, and even the dew claws are painted, which I think is a nice touch. All the osteoderms on the back here, they're all painted black, which looks nice, but we do have some black spots on the side of the body that look okay. Not like super, like, great or anything like that, but they're alright. So, yeah. And of course, I forgot to point this out, the inside of the mouth is painted this salmon pink, which looks nice. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. I like it a lot. It's not too accurate, but, for the most part, I do like the painting a lot. So the painting on this figure, I'd say gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure is not great, but it's simple. All it really needs to be, really. The mouth is on a hinge, so it can open and close. The legs can move like that. Very simple. And we do have some joints in the tail. So, yeah. And that's pretty much it for the articulation. Not a whole lot, but, not terrible either. I would have preferred if it was like the original, like, Kenner Dilophosaurus here, where, like, it was all rubber. And instead of having, like, joints in the tail, just have, like, rubber. So that way you could just, like, flex it around, and you can flex the body. And there are some, like, bits of hard plastic here, too. So, for this figure, I'd say, like, keep the legs and bottom jaw here, like, all hard plastic, but have, like, the rest of the figure, this, like, rubbery figure. And I think we'd have a great figure. But overall, yeah, no. The articulation on this figure is good. So, the articulation gets a pass. Now, I'll take a look at the sculpt. And the sculpting on this figure is almost perfect. I love the sculpting here. We don't really have any, like, accurate Fallen Kingdom Carnotaur figures. The ones by Mattel, they're not too accurate. Yeah, so it's kind of a shame, really. And even, in Jurassic World Evolution, The Carnotaurus model there is like very inaccurate. It's very thin, and some of the proportions on it are just like kind of lanky, particularly with the tail. Not a big fan of how that version of the Carnotaur looks, but this is the first like proper like Fallen Kingdom-esque Carnotaur, and I really like that. You know, and another thing I really like about the sculpting here, the scar here is actually like painted, or it's not painted, but like it's actually sculpted in. With the Mattel figures, like it's just painted, but like they actually sculpted the scar, and I think that is super cool. So, yeah, for the most part, this sculpting is pretty much perfect, and even the tail here is a very nice length. Again, with Mattel, like they make their tails really short, but here it feels about right. So, yeah. The sculpting on this figure, for the most part, is pretty much perfect. One complaint I do have, however, I wish the figure just had, like, a neutral stance like this. That would be great, but instead, he just sort of stands like that. And I'm not a fan of that, because, like, it just makes balancing this figure a little tougher. And here we have the original Takara Fallen Kingdom T-Rex, and, it's, like, neutral standing, and it stands perfectly, And this figure doesn't have a problem standing either, but, like, if you do just so happen to, like, move the legs, and, like, you might have to, like, play around with it a little. So, I would have preferred if, the legs were, like, just neutral, but I'm not really complaining. It's not really the end of the world. I can honestly live with that, because, like, overall, the rest of the sculpting on this figure is perfect. So, yeah, overall, the sculpting on this figure is great. So, it definitely gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the detailing. And the detail on this figure is also very good, so let's take a closer look. So going to the head here, we can see all the little bumps and everything, and like little bits of scaling there, which looks alright. The scar here is actually detailed very nicely, but all the little osteoderms on the top of the head, they are detailed nicely as well. Going down the body, of course, we have more like creases and like wrinkles on the skin, which looks very nice, very beautifully defined, and even like the arms here, even though they're inaccurate, but they are detailed very nicely. Again, it's like from Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, so like Jurassic Park isn't really accurate. Not that I'm complaining or anything like that. I love the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, but they're not accurate to how they were in real life. But I'm not the first one to tell you that. But anyway, we have some nice detailing on the side of the leg here. Have a big seam right here. I don't know what that's all about, but again, we do have some nice like musculature and like creases and everything. And even like the scales and the toes here are detailed very nicely. Going to the tail here, all of the osteoderms and everything on top are detailed nicely. And all the bits of detailing underneath looks alright. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. Not crazy, but for what it is, the detailing on this figure is still very nice. I like it a lot, so the detailing on this figure, I'd say gets a pass. So, at the end of the day, should you get this? Honestly, I'd say yeah. I really like this figure for what it is. It's not perfect. There are very minor flaws I have with it, like the stance and everything, but overall, like, this figure is very solid, And I know I said this when I was talking about the articulation, but, like, if these Takara figures, if they were, like, made of rubber, like this Dilophosaur here, that would be literally perfect, And yeah, so far, like, just imagine, like, something like this, but, like, a much bigger scale, and, like, it's all rubber, like, a figure like that made by Mattel would be great, Again, I don't want to, like, I know in my videos, I kind of, like, sort of bash Mattel a little, and to be fair, I do like Mattel for the most part, but, like, they just have a lot of things they need to work out. I really want to be able to say that Mattel is better than Kenner, but they just do so many things that make me say, like, yeah, no, Kenner's better, Sculpt-wise, Mattel is better, sure, but, like, as far as, like, paint apps and, like, actual quality, it's like, yeah, no, Kenner's the best, I'm sorry, but, yeah, so, yeah, this figure, really good, if you can't get it, I don't know how much this is online. I think, I bought this from Amazon, I think I had to pay, like, $27. That's a bit much, but I'm sure you could find it cheaper on eBay for like $15 or something like that. So if you want to go for this figure, definitely go for it. It is a very nice figure. Not my favorite in the Takara line, but to be fair, I only have two. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how big this figure is, here it is with the Kenner Dilophosaurus. Very small. Mine doesn't really stand well, so I'm just kind of holding it in place. So there you go. the Fallen Kingdom Takara Tomy T-Rex. Yeah, see, I don't like the stance. I think, I like how, like, the T-Rex is slightly taller than the Carno, but, yeah, or Toro, sorry. I like how the T-Rex is a little taller, but for the most part, they're about the same size. So, yeah, let me just fix Toro here. There we go. Of course, here is Bumpy, the Attack Pack Bumpy, because, you know, Camp Cretaceous and all that, and Season 2 is coming out this Friday. So, yeah, there's the Attack Pack Bumpy. And, of course, like how we always end these reviews, here is some hand sanitizer, and here is Dr. Billy Grant. I don't know if he can stand on the box, but yeah, there we go. Alright, now that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.